Have you ever wondered why so many older people, who seemed perfectly fine at 75, start declining just a few years later? It's easy to blame genetics, bad luck, or even age itself. But the truth is, what really shortens life after 80 isn't always what we expect. In this video, we're uncovering 5 shocking reasons why most seniors never reach their 80s with strength, clarity, and independence. And here's the part no one talks about: these reasons have little to do with diet, exercise, or medication. Instead, they're quiet, invisible forces, emotional shifts, social gaps, daily choices, that silently chip away at your energy and resilience, until one day, the spark just isn't there anymore. But here's the good news: once you're aware of these 5 truths, you can do something about them, starting today. So stay with me until the end, because just understanding these signs might help you, or someone you love, not just reach 80, but thrive beyond it. Reason number 1: the disappearance of tiny, daily connections. It doesn't happen all at once. One day you're chatting with the grocery clerk about the weather. The next month, you're ordering everything online because it's easier. No harm done, right? But here's the quiet danger: those little daily connections, the smile from the pharmacist, the wave from your neighbor, the quick joke with someone at the post office, they weren't just social fluff. They were mental fuel. Psychologists call them microsocial interactions, and for people over 80, losing these small moments of connection can silently accelerate aging in a way that's almost invisible, until it's too late. See, the human brain doesn't just thrive on deep conversations with loved ones. It also needs these tiny reminders that I exist. I belong. I matter. Without them, the brain starts dialing down, reducing social activity, weakening memory circuits, even raising inflammation levels in the body. And it starts small. You skip your morning walk because it's chilly. You stop going to the store because your back hurts. You let voicemail take care of that phone call from an old friend. You don't realize it, but your world is shrinking, and so is your vitality. I once met an 82-year-old man named Alan who lived alone. What kept him sharp wasn't crossword puzzles or supplements, it was his morning trip to the cafe. Every day, he greeted the same waitress, nodded at the same group of retirees, smiled at the kids walking to school. Those tiny connections gave his day shape. Without them, he said, I don't think I'd have anything to say out loud anymore. So here's the takeaway: you don't need a crowd. You don't need a party. But you do need people. Even small hellos to strangers send powerful signals to your brain that say, wake up. Stay present. You're still here. If those moments have started to disappear from your life, bring them back. Start small. Say good morning. Ask the cashier how their day is going. Walk past your neighbor and wave. Because a 5-second interaction might not seem like much, but to your aging brain, it's a lifeline. Reason number 2: when being careful slowly becomes dangerous. Let's be honest, after 80, a lot of things feel just a little more risky. The stairs look steeper. The sidewalk feels slipperier. Even getting up too fast can feel like a gamble. And so, with the best of intentions, you start adjusting. You skip that evening walk you used to love. You ask someone else to reach the low cupboard. You decide not to try the garden again this spring, just in case. No one blames you. Everyone says you're being wise, that you're listening to your body. But here's the brutal truth: your body is also listening to you. And when it hears, day after day, don't move. Don't risk it. Stay seated, it starts to forget how to move altogether. Muscles quietly shrink. Balance slips. Coordination fades. Even organs begin to slow down, as if the message you're sending is, I'm done needing you. This slow fade doesn't come from illness. It comes from avoidance. I once heard about a woman named Martha, 84, sharp as a tack. She slipped once on a wet porch and wasn't seriously hurt. But the fear that followed? That stuck. She stopped going out. Stopped cooking much. Sat more. Moved less. Within months, her strength declined. Her doctor said, it wasn't the fall that changed her, it was the pause that followed. Now look, there's nothing wrong with being cautious. You should be. Wear the right shoes. Use a walker if it helps. Clear your paths. But here's the difference, are you protecting yourself, or are you slowly retreating from life? Because inactivity doesn't keep you safe. It makes you fragile. And when your body doesn't feel needed anymore, it stops trying. So if you've been saying no to small movements, start saying yes again, but on your terms. Stretch in bed. March in place. Walk to the mailbox and back. Relearn trust in your body, one gentle movement at a time. Because movement is not just motion, it's a declaration, I'm still alive. Reason number 3, the light that slowly silences the body. There's a quiet rhythm that lives inside your body. It doesn't tick or chime, but it governs everything, from your energy to your emotions, even how your brain repairs itself at night. And the strange part? This powerful rhythm doesn't need a pill or a doctor. It just needs light. But after 80, light becomes something we start losing without even realizing it. You stop going outside in the mornings. You keep the curtains drawn. You nap in the late afternoon. You fall asleep to the TV's soft glow and wake up to blinking screens. At first, it seems harmless. But slowly, your body forgets when it's day, and when it's night. You wake up feeling groggy, even after a full night in bed. You feel tired at noon, restless at 3 a.m. Your memory starts slipping. Your mood becomes uneven. You chalk it up to aging. But often, it's just your internal clock. Confused. You see, our bodies were built for sunlight. Bright morning light tells your brain, wake up. Heal. Focus. Grow. Darkness in the evening says, slow down. Rest. Rebuild. But when that pattern breaks, when the body doesn't know whether it's sunrise or midnight, everything begins to drift. I remember hearing about a man named Gerald, 85, no major illnesses, but always tired. His doctor didn't adjust his meds. He just told him, open your blinds by 9 a.m. every day. Turn off your screens by 9 p.m. Give your body the sky again. Within 10 days, Gerald was sharper, lighter, even happier. Not because of medicine. Because of morning light. So if you've been spending your days in dim rooms, or falling asleep under a blue screen, it's time to return to nature's clock. Step outside in the morning, even just for 5 minutes. Dim the lights at night. Cut the screens an hour before sleep. Because this is more than comfort. It's survival. Your body doesn't just age from wear and tear. It ages from disorder. And by restoring your natural light cues, you're giving your brain, your heart, and your life a rhythm again. Reason number 4, when the heart stops speaking, the body starts suffering. By the time you reach 80, chances are, you've loved deeply, and lost quietly. A spouse who was your anchor. A sibling who knew you better than anyone. A friend who made you laugh until you cried. Maybe even a child whose memory never fades. And while people around you say all the right things, stay strong. Time heals everything. You've been through so much. What they don't say is that grief doesn't vanish. It settles. Deep in the chest. In the shoulders. In the breath that suddenly feels too shallow. You see, after 80, what breaks us isn't always the loss itself. It's the silence that follows. You stop talking about them. You stop crying, because it's been years. You smile politely when someone asks how you're doing. But inside, your heart is carrying weight it was never meant to bear alone. And the body? It notices. Suppressed grief doesn't just fade, it transforms. into fatigue, into shallow sleep, into a quiet ache you can't place. I once heard about a woman named Mariam, 87, lost her husband 5 years ago. Everyone said she handled it well. Never broke down. Never complained. But she stopped gardening. Stopped baking. Stopped humming to the radio. The spark dimmed, not because she was ill, but because no one gave her permission to feel out loud. Here's the truth most people won't tell you. Emotional pain that isn't expressed becomes physical decay. But when you name your grief, when you say, "I miss him," this still hurts. Some days are just lonely. You're not being dramatic. You're being alive. And those who live beyond 80 with peace in their eyes, they're not the ones who got over it. They're the ones who let it move through them. Maybe you talk to a trusted friend. Maybe you write a letter to someone who's gone. Maybe you just sit with the sadness and let it breathe. Whatever form it takes. It's not weakness. It's not indulgence. It's healing. So if your chest has felt heavy lately, if your days have grown quiet in a way that doesn't feel peaceful, it's time to speak again. Not just for your heart, but for your health. Because when the heart reopens, even a little, the body follows. Reason number 5 when there's nothing left to wake up for. Ask anyone who's lived past 85 with their soul still lit, and they'll all whisper the same secret. You need a reason to rise. Not some grand life mission. Not a bucket list adventure. Just something. Something to get you out of bed. Something to put your feet on the floor. Something that tells your body, we're not done yet. But here's the hard part. After 80, those reasons can quietly vanish. The kids grow up. The job is long gone. The meetings stop, the calls slow down, the calendar becomes blank. And suddenly, it's Tuesday, but it feels like Sunday. And Wednesday feels like nothing at all. No appointments. No plans. No one expecting you. At first, it feels like rest. But over time, it becomes a kind of fading. And your body? It listens. Without purpose, appetite softens. Without purpose, the brain goes quiet. Without purpose, even time starts to lose shape. I once heard about a man named Gerald, 83. Retired teacher. His days used to be full, classroom bells, laughter, stacks of papers to grade. But now, the house was silent. Until one day, he started tutoring a boy down the street, just once a week. That boy changed everything. Gerald began waking up early again. Shaving. Drinking coffee by the window, waiting for the knock. It wasn't just tutoring. It was purpose. And that purpose, it didn't just help the boy. It kept Gerald alive. Purpose doesn't have to be loud. It can be watering a plant. Feeding a stray cat. Calling someone just to say, I was thinking about you. Because when your day has even one moment of meaning, your body remembers how to stay alive. So if your mornings feel dull, if your nights feel too long, don't ignore that ache. It's not laziness. It's not age. It's your soul asking for a job again. Not to prove anything. Just to exist with intention. Because the body doesn't just need rest. It needs a reason. It's not always disease or age that ends a life early. Sometimes, it's the quiet fading of connection, purpose, and rhythm. But it's never too late to light that spark again. One small shift, one meaningful moment, can change everything. If this touched you, leave a comment below. And if you want more content that helps you age with dignity and strength, subscribe and share this video with someone you care about.